Okay, that sounds good. So, any positives that we can look at this, or are we pretty much done?
Well, I don't. I'm actually of the opinion that you mentioned positivity. My prediction at this point is that we go 4-0 in the next 4 games. What happens after that is anybody's
Let's
guess.
go through the next 4 games just real quick. So we do have the Jaguars.
Jaguars at home.
That we should win.
Correct.
If we fall on our face there, the season's over. You mentioned that. Next game.
Arizona Cardinals at home.
Okay, so they haven't been looking all that great.
Again, a must-win game for us, I believe.
That's going to be a really tough one.
Yes.
They're a good enough team to beat us at home.
It is, but at this point, if you look at the NFC and you look at the standings in the NFC right now, you can see pretty much that it is going to be a dogfight to get to that final playoff spot, that final wild card position.
Okay, and then we have a bye.
Then we have a bye, that's correct.
So after the bye...
We play Dallas, and we've got to play at Dallas.
Okay. We have to win that game?
I would say it's not necessary. If we've won those 2 games against Jacksonville and the Cardinals, that doesn't necessarily become a must-win, but it's a very important win. Dallas could be in the playoff hunt with us. That tiebreaker game could come back huge for us later on down the road.
Okay. And then after Dallas?
After Dallas, then we've got the easy game against Detroit. I believe we play them. I want to say we play them at home, but it may be on the road, but who cares? We kick their ass either way.
Yeah, we probably would win that one. Okay. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know. Well, no one's telling this season.
Trying to do it with positives, but we've got a lot of negatives. That Walter Jones is a today kind of thing. You must have figured that out today, huh?
It's been something that's just been kind of sitting there for the last day or two, yeah, and it just kind of came. They had the last report today on Matt, and then they kind of just had a little blurb in there, and I just sort of went, oh. You got to read between the lines on this one, and the fact that he's just been so just kind of I think they're trying to give a star player star treatment and give him every possible chance to come back and play.
Well, they don't have a choice. I mean, if he's not in the game, then they're done. What does he do for the people out there that can kind of hear it? Walter Jones is a Pro Bowl, just amazing. People call him a bear to get around. I mean, this guy's a monster.
Well, he puts every skill together. It's like Peyton Manning of left tackles. He puts every skill together that you could want at the position, from excellent running back-like feet to the power, like you said, of a bear, to the technician. He's also a technician. The man knew how to use his hands and knew how to use all of the skills at the position to also utilize every strength that he was just naturally given. So he got all of these things that he was given, and mostly even the elite left tackles of history tend to be these behemoth, slow-moving guys that just got their hands on guys and stopped them. Orlando Pace is 6'7". Jonathan Ogden, I talked to you about from the Ravens. Both of these guys are going to be Hall of Famers. He's 6'8".
Jeez.
Yeah, they don't tend to be these. Walter's like a 6'4", so he's not necessarily. Yeah, he's a big guy, but he's just a big, powerful man at 6'4". That
he's agile too.
And agile, the running back feet. That's the one scout report I read on him that stuck out to me is he has the feet of a running back when he moves, and that's where again this knee injury comes into place, where it's just you can only imagine if he does come back healthy, how much of that's going to be robbed of him. Yeah. If he does return.
I mean, a guy like that at 6'4", he's going to need that agility, and if he can't use his knees, it's pretty much over.
Correct. Yeah.
So, what do we do if he's not there? Who's going to be playing that position with injuries or without injuries?
Well, Sean Locklear when he gets back. This is and that's the key is that I'm not sold on Sean Locklear being a quality enough left tackle to hold it down for us. Ray Willis playing means that you're going to have to provide him help on the right side. That means that the left tackle role, which is usually left out on an island, is really left. This is on Hawaii-like island. I mean, this is out in the middle of Pacific Island. And you can't help him. You can't afford to help him with a running back or a tight end. And so he's going to have to block his man, and one of the elite rushers in the league every week usually. And I don't think Sean can get that done. And he didn't prove it up until the point he was injured this year that he can get it done.
Okay. All right, well... I don't know. That wasn't really positive.
Well, I predict four wins we're going to reel off in a row. I mean, yeah, I've got a downside to this, which is that the tackle situation's
How do they win? Maybe we sum it up. We'll look positive. We'll try to see some things that they could maybe do it. I mean, they have the chance if Seneca was running, there's more of a chance the offense to score. If our defense, starts to get to some of the guys back, which after the bye week will happen. If we can get through these next 2 games, we'll have Trufant.
Leroy Hill and Josh
Wilson. So we're going to get our defense all together, and at that point, there really isn't a reason why anybody should really score on us. I mean, that defense should be as good as we can possibly get it. Hopefully we can contain, and our offense will give more of an opportunity to score.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. I mean, that's probably where this season is saved. The tackle situation destroys our offensive potential. This is a 15, 16 point a game team now. So what does that mean? That we're going to need a Raven-like or 2000 Raven-like effort out of this defense? Well, they have the potential to have all the guys back healthy before the end of the season. And if they've got them all healthy, and if we put all this talent to that side of the ball, let's see where the rubber meets the road.
And then the other thing, too, is that if San Francisco kind of falls on their ass, I mean, it could happen with an injury. Things could happen. They could lose their...
Crabtree doesn't elevate
Gore's out right now. Crabtree doesn't elevate them. And, their defense is really aggressive. If their defense took an injury or two, there could be some possibilities. And, I'm not sold on San Francisco right now. They have looked brilliant, and maybe they are as good as they are. But I still think they're a little suspect. So let's keep watching them, and we'll see what happens with that. And on that, that's pretty much where it is. So there is some positives. Keep looking, keep watching. Keep being that 12th man, supporting our Hawks, and maybe we can get some positives out of here, and we'll turn this season around. To look at other teams that have done that, the Cardinals were 8-8 last year when they ended up pulling that off, and they were doing terrible in the season. And then what did they do? They started to pull it towards the end of their season. They went into playoffs. They beat the best teams in the playoffs, and then narrowly lost the Super Bowl to the Steelers. So, there's a lot to, anything can happen in football, and anything can happen on any given Sunday. So, keep the chin up, watch, and maybe a prayer or two might not help.
Hey, and it can't hurt.
It can't
Grab
hurt,
a few saints. I don't know. Do whatever you can do. But I agree with Eric. We can make a run still. The potential is still there for them to do it. We're being realistic, and we're trying to be optimistic, but this is what they're going to have to do to get there, and it's the time is now. The wins have to be had now. There's no more, if we could only do this, if we could only do that. And I think that we can still be positive. This team can still do it. The parts and pieces are in place to still do it. Matt's on his way back. It looks like he's practicing. So when Matt's in there, he's a big key to this puzzle.
Cause Seneca, he's not out for the season, so that's great.
Seneca showed that there's a wide difference between him and Matt. So I'm in agreement with Eric. Keep the faith, Hawk fans. Keep cheering loud this week. They're going to need every ounce of effort that you give them. And go Hawks.
Go Hawks. And on that note, thanks a lot for joining us. This is Hawkcast 5.0, signing out.
See ya.